Welcome to SplunkTalk, the only podcast that's all Splunk and no junk. I am Burch.
I'm Hal.
And we're here to recap everything we've experienced over the last few days.
Yeah.
And Hal, I am standing up because I may collapse with exhaustion from how wonderful this experience is.
So if you sit down, what happens?
No, if I sit down, I'll be fine.
Okay.
But
I mean, I care about your health. I want to make sure that you're...
Thank you. Okay. You're a very caring individual. This has been an incredible experience, and it feels like the conf that I know and love, where just everyone is so excited to be in person and meet each other and take in technical stuff. How about you? You have notes, clearly.
Oh no. This is a prop. I'm on Slack chatting with coworkers.
No.
During the show.
In the middle of the show.
Yeah.
Your co-host would be so offended.
Well, I mean, I was talking to Beth Narish about workshops.
Oh, okay.
That's topically relevant to what I'd like to talk about.
Were you able to attend any workshops?
Yes.
Tell us.
So we got a bunch of stuff at the show. In the breakout sessions are what people expect and know and love. And,
yes.
And we've done hands-on labs before as well. So hands-on labs are kind of like, they're like the most mature, but it's like a bite-sized piece of very refined, go do this thing, learn how to do this thing. And that comes out of our education crew who are awesome. That's on the show floor. Workshops are a little different. Workshops are kind of in between. They're long, usually like 90 minutes long kind of thing, and you're going to get in and get deep into a topic area, and those are great. I got to sit in, help a few different teams build theirs. I got to sit into 3 different ones and one this morning.
Hey, you came to mine.
Yes, that's right, I did.
Yes.
So yeah, no, they're great. It's always a challenge making something ready and that scales to, you don't know how many people are going to show up. It's like, you could get 10 people, you could get 150 people.
I bought a lot of apps. I don't know who's coming to the party.
Yeah, exactly. But no, the 3 I went to were awesome, and it looks like everybody enjoyed them, so it's exciting.
That's great. I actually just raced down here from one that was all about observability, and it was so clever. The people that created the workshop, instead of having a shell and like type things and people having typos and stuff, they made the shell automatically type the commands.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just hit enter and then it would type like,
that is
cube control, blah, 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 pipe, blah, blah, blah. Not in Splunk, in a Unix shell, in a terminal, and then you would hit enter to execute the command, and it would show you the output, and then and I thought that was such a clever way to do one of these things, because now people are really appreciating, like, oh, here's the command I would run at home, here's what it would do, and not just don't get distracted by typos.
Well, another thing I saw that was cool was where the workshop, the documentation, any artifacts that you need, they're all in GitHub.
Ooh.
And you can take that with you and do something with it later.
I like that.
So yeah, that's something. I mean, because there's so much that you learn here at the show. It's hard to keep it with you when you leave.
Yes.
And you're going to remember 10% of what you learned, and then some of it gets lost in the party.
Speaking of what you learn while you're here, I've asked a couple people. This is what in prep for our big recording.
Which one?
Been asking. Yes.
Okay.
I've been asking people, tell me something you experienced this week. And in fact, I can see one of the people that I asked that to sitting right there. And they're laughing right now. But, I said, tell me about your experience. And you know what? I found a pattern. Okay. I found a pattern amongst the data.
All right, awesome. What it was?
The pattern was everyone I talked to actually told me a story that essentially was, I was with a customer, someone using Splunk.
Right.
And I showed them a thing, and then they said, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you could do that."
Yeah.
And that, one story
I had one
was
as well. I'd forgotten.
I've been sorting through an Excel sheet every day and looking for something. And
okay. And you're like, we have this
tool
you right over here,
and do it at scale. And The other one was, with observability, and they saw our observability suite, and they went, we have that? You could do that? I had no idea you could do that. I've been doing that, manually in a very painful way.
Yeah.
And I feel like that all goes back to like how I fell in love with Splunk. It was that aha moment of like, oh my gosh, I've been living with this pain of having to SSH onto all these boxes.
Right.
And like look at the logs and grep and everything. And I did not know something like this existed.
Yeah. I mean, we're all trying to solve problems, right? And I was chatting with, I want to say it was Bjorn. I think it's Bjorn, one of the Splunk Trust members, yesterday at breakfast. And it was funny because I walk in, I'm looking randomly for a table. They route you to this buffet line, and you look around, and you sit down, and it's the morning. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be talkative or not, honestly. And I sit down next to some people, and Bjorn's over there wearing a fez. I've never met him before, but I have my fez on, so I'm like, all right, cool. I will gravitate towards where the fezes are. And I sit down, and they all talk German. And I'm like, okay, that might be perfect. I don't have to talk or carry a conversation, but it was interesting because I would hear Splunk, German words, container, German words, and interspersed in those PowerShell, German words. And then after some of the conversation died, and I turned over, I didn't understand almost anything, but I heard this and this and this, and I know this and this and this, and then we started up a conversation in English, and it was great.
Yeah.
It was just really cool. But story similar to what you were saying about people finding that thing that I didn't know they could do. I was at the machine learning booth, extending. Ooh. I think it was like extending Splunk with machine learning. I think was the name of the booth. And I was showing off what we have in the MLTK, the machine learning toolkit. And I always start off the story saying, this is not new. We've been doing this for years. This is version 5.4 of this thing. And
it's just now people care.
Yeah, well, it is. It's kind of that. But it's like, check this out. This is neat. And then the woman that I was speaking with, she was like, I was trying to do something like this other way, and I didn't know
I could.
Like,
yeah.
You've got this now. This is free. This is a capability of the core platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just glad that people can be absorbed and find new things. It's
and I
awesome.
feel like that is like the validation of why Conf is so wonderful as a user conference, an opportunity to come here and learn from other people and go, oh my gosh, I didn't know I can do that.
Yeah.
Now what do I want to do? I want to break open the laptop and start trying to, set up my environment to do that.
And people come here for different reasons, right? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different people in different roles and stages in their career. I come here for
the free food.
Yes. Well, really?
No.
Okay. and I remember talking to someone else, and they were saying, I was like, hey, did you see such and such at the keynote? Or did you hear about such and such? It was like, no, I always skip all the keynotes. I was like,
they said that?
Yeah, they did. I was like,
did you faint in a dramatic style?
No, because there's all kinds of things to do.
There are.
And ways to learn, and everybody's different, and that's cool. And I was like, oh, well, I did. I had this bullet point in my head that was embedded into my brain because of the keynote. Let me explain this to you. And they were like, so I gave them that information a different way.
Yeah.
And that was exactly what they needed at that moment. And it's hard to do that unless we're actually seeing people and having conversations and interacting live.
Yeah.
Pretty tough.
So a lot of the breakout sessions, my understanding is at some point they are going to be available online for us to watch and consume and study.
Yes. I don't know if we have enough juice that we can say they'll be available on a date, and because we said it live, they'll just do it. I don't know that we can swing that.
No, I keep it vague because
I keep thinking about that. I was like,
you never know. You never
be
know.
available on.
Yeah. Available at a store near you. Yeah. So. I'm looking forward to watching those. I actually.
They also have .conf Go. Did we talk about that?
We did not.
Okay, so .conf Go is taking kind of like the best of what happens at the show, a lot of the content, and then they'll hit a lot of different cities all around the world.
So it's like a traveling circus of Conf?
Something like that. Yes. I don't know if there's like trapeze or anything like that normally one would associate with a circus, but
that sounds
otherwise very
awesome.
similar.
Yeah.
It's a road show.
Yeah, a road show.
Take it on the road.
That's cool. I hope they come to a city near me.
I'm certain that they will, because you do live near a metro in the northeastern United States that some people call the Big Apple.
Yes.
Yeah. They're probably going to go there.
Okay. Well, then that is something I hope to catch all of you.
I live in the other quadrangle.
You live in the Big Peach.
Yes, the Big Peach. There you go.
And I'm at the Big Apple.
There you go.
Yes.
That's a lot of fruit.
Yeah. We're very fruit-oriented
Are
states.
there any other cities that have fruit names?
Probably, but we did make a promise that this would be all junk and no Splunk.
Did we?
I mean,
which was,
wait, I may have had that backwards.
I get that backwards all the
Yes.
time. I'm okay with that, though.
It's what we do versus what we say. Okay, so because the content is going to be, the breakout session content is going to be made available online, and because I actually do watch the recordings,
Yes.
I tried to strategically maximize my experience by going to the unrecorded things.
Okay.
So I attended I had my own session, which went swimmingly. Thanks for asking. I mean, you were there.
Yeah. Was there?
I tried to go to those workshops and really.
The workshops
soak in
aren't
the
recorded
pavilion.
for very practical reasons that make sense when you think about it. There's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes of lecture, and then a lot of silence as people are trying to do the thing. So it doesn't make sense to record that.
Yeah. So the pavilion, I tried to soak in the pavilion as well. Let's talk about some of the things that we saw there.
Sounds like an excellent idea.
So I wish I did just for the podcast, but we had artists, I think sponsored by the AWS,
okay.
doing graffiti tags.
I missed that.
On people's bottles.
I'm
There was
sad now that
there was a
you're telling me
beautiful,
after.
healthy line.
If you had told me earlier, then I would have probably done
I
that.
didn't.
Oh, it was a beautiful, healthy line. Okay, I probably
I did not have the heart to get in line. It was like let the customer.
Yeah.
Did
you get a hoodie?
I got a hoodie. Did you get a hoodie?
I missed it.
You missed?
I'll get one later.
Sure we can figure that out.
there's a. I know they've got processes, but like, what color is the logo? I actually don't know.
It's we might do we have a hoodie here? We probably have a hoodie here.
Yeah, maybe a
This might
hoodie will
become
magically
your hoodie,
appear.
even.
So it's funny. It's like I just
Yeah. Prop. It's magic.
Let's see how this works out. All right.
Show business magic.
All right, cool. Yeah, there we go.
So you said what
Tom's
color is
hoodie.
it, and I got
It's
flustered
got
because it's
three different colors.
all the
It's kind of
colors.
a gradient here between yellow to orange to purple.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice.
And
I like it.
I think the back is a standard Splunk back.
I would
There's
expect that.
Yeah,
Yep.
no numbers.
Yep.
No.
I came hoodieless to the show on purpose because it's rather hot.
It's rather hot. It's
Yeah, I'm
110
kinda hot
degrees right
natured.
now. Outside, not inside.
Yeah, not inside. I didn't go outside. Did you go outside?
I went running outside.
Okay, that's crazy. Back to the show floor.
Yes.
Okay. So you experienced the magic
saw,
of,
yeah,
of the,
there was
tagging
beautiful
of
what
the
they were doing.
Bottles, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. I went to the community zone a couple times.
Ooh.
It's neat. It's kind of like it's less focused. So what you see is a huddle of people socializing.
That
and then
seemed
occasionally
like a
there's
high
events
school
that
hangout, like after school hangout. I mean, there was like
Yeah.
the little stage, but then like these wonderful, comfortable couches. There were like snacks going on in the back and like a booth going in the back. But it seemed
Yeah.
like a community within a community.
Yeah, no, it was neat. I liked hanging out over there a little bit, just kind of connecting with people I've known for years and never met in person, or people I've never met at all. So it was great.
That's cool.
Otherwise, a lot of my time was spent in the the booth, where I was staffing, which is the platform area. Did a lot of fun stuff there.
What were you?
conversations.
Which booth were you in the?
I'm a floater.
You're a
I'm
floater.
just kind of like all over the place.
Okay.
But we had SPL2. We had ingest actions. I'm talking about the feature names.
Federated Search. That's where I
Federated
was.
Search. Oh, you were? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cross-region disaster recovery for enterprise cloud. Edge processor. We had two ML booths, sort of technically. So we had the machine learning booth. We had the AI booth. So to distinguish between the things that we've been doing for a while and the things that were newly announced by Min Wong.
Can you tell more about that? Like what were we showing? I actually must have walked past that booth.
Yeah. You must have.
What?
So probably so we have one app, which is GA. That's the Splunk app for anomaly detection.
And GA means generally available.
Correct. And then we have one app that is in beta, which is the AI assistant app.
AI Assist.
So they were talking about both
Did
of
you
those.
get to play with it?
A little bit, yeah. I did do a little bit. The way I like to think about the app for anomaly detection, and we talked a little bit about this with Robin, so I don't want to go into too much detail, but it's like, let's look for a series of numbers, and based on the algorithm, tell which of them are not right.
Say that again?
Which of these numbers are not right?
Oh.
So any series of numbers, and look for which of them are not right, and that might be something important, might be notable. You might want to receive an alert on that.
Yeah.
So you might want to use that to elevate the visibility of something in, for example, where you have notable events, like, I don't know, enterprise security.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a complement. It's a platform feature, so it complements things that you're already doing, like the machine learning toolkit. And the machine learning toolkit is kind of like the basis for where you can do clustering, you can do anomaly detection, you can do prediction. There's a lot of cool features in there. It's got a showcase, so it'll walk you through learning how to do those. You just take any table of data at all, so whatever your SPL is, slap a stats on it or whatever to make slap a stats, make your table, and then you can go through and the showcase. And one of the really cool features added a couple years ago was this experiment workflow.
Okay.
So, because when you're machine learning and kind of in that space, it's like you know the difference between probabilistic and deterministic?
I do not.
Okay. Deterministic is easy to understand. It's like, if I add 2 and 2, I'm going to get 4 every single time.
That's deterministic.
That's deterministic. Probabilistic is fuzzy, right? It's like there is a high chance or there's a low chance, there's a 93% chance, according to this algorithm, that is an anomaly. It's probabilistic. So, what does that mean? You need to play with it. You need to iterate until you get to something that you have confidence in.
Okay.
So the machine learning toolkit and the experiments workflow user interface basically gives you a place to test your hypotheses and tools to validate that they actually turn out the way, and then you can iterate on them. You can take notes on what I'm trying to change this variable and see what that does, and so on. And then you have an operationalized area, and that will let you do things like schedule an alert. Or save an alert and have that.
And so that's not new though. That's stuff we've had for a little bit of time.
Has been available for a while. The new thing is support for Onyx, ONNX, which is a way to. It's like an API.
Type of stone.
Yeah, ONYX is yes. This is different. This is different. I don't know actually what the acronym stands for, to be perfectly honest. But you get to use that framework to take a machine learning model that you already have and bring it into the machine learning toolkit.
Oh, interesting.
So a lot of cool stuff over there.
So so we had all these like demo booths at the pavilion. We had a lot of the partners had booths to show off their wares.
Yes, they did.
I saw a cool one. Google had a booth.
Yeah.
And it was showing how you could collect data from the browser, so the Chrome browser.
Oh, okay.
And they would forward that into like their platform, and then that would be forwarded to Splunk, where you could do a lot of security use cases.
Yeah, like using either Google Analytics or something similar, one of their services that takes the telemetry from the browser.
Yeah, and it was interesting. And I was at first I was like, oh, why isn't this going directly from the endpoints? And then, like, it actually makes a lot of sense.
They've got a lot of work they do behind the scenes there.
Maybe consolidate that, but also just like all these endpoints, you don't want them necessarily being so chatty. Out to a Splunk service.
Yeah, because the endpoints for a browser, right? They're anything.
Yeah.
Could have millions of them in some cases.
Yeah. So that was cool. I also really enjoyed, there was a like celebrating 20 years of Splunk museum.
Did you find the typo?
I found a typo.
Yep.
Is it the same typo?
I don't know. It was a version number that was not in that year.
Version number 4 in 2015.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, version 4 came out in like 2012.
Yeah. But otherwise, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine that what was created, so long ago with the crew, which, I'm going to blank on, Rob Doss and
Eric Swan.
Yes. And Michael Baum was the early CEO.
Yeah.
They did some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
That was 20 years ago. That's kind of crazy.
It's crazy. One more year and this company can drink alcohol.
Yep. I think we started a little while back, yeah.
But in that museum, so for just the experience of like going into the pavilion area, to get there after registration, you go through this museum. And so like there was like a pile of T-shirts in like an art case.
Oh yeah, that was neat.
That was cool. There's like obviously pictures from back in the day. The Lego mural from the last conf we did here, maybe.
Was it?
Was there.
Aren't they all here in the Venetian and the Sands exhibits?
No, we did some at the MGM.
Yeah, sir. And we also went to Orlando, and went to DC.
We went to Disney World and DC, that's right. And we started, can you name all the conf locations?
No, there are ones before my time I cannot.
Office, Westin.
Okay.
Cosmo.
Okay.
MGM. Venetian. Or Disney, DC Disney. Venetian, remote.
Yeah.
MGM here.
We're skipping the remote ones.
Yeah.
And then here we are back at the.
And then we're here
at the Venetian.
So we had the mural. It was the Mars rover done in Legos.
I did see that.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was actually really cool.
There was like the art
Once you
mural
said
that
Mars
was made.
rover, I was like, yeah.
So I really enjoyed that. And then you go through this tunnel.
Yeah, and you got the 5-year commemorative kind of stands display of what happened in this year. So that was pretty neat.
And after you come through that tunnel,
right.
you come out and here's this like beautiful
people clap,
pavilion area, and it feels like you're in a different place. You know?
Yeah.
It's such a cool experience.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
So, did you see anything that surprised you that you didn't expect?
I didn't expect all the quality time that I had with Buttercup.
I had a little bit of quality time with Buttercup earlier this morning.
You did?
If I look behind me, am I going to be...
No.
Oh.
No, I wish.
Damn.
I wish it was queued up like that.
Oh, well. Sometimes that happens.
Look around if there's a Buttercup.
I'm like...
So I don't know if people at home know what the setup is here, but we're broadcasting in the middle of a hallway.
Desert? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, that actually doesn't
right
sound
behind
as
us
cool as it
are,
is.
you can't see because of the background, but there's windows behind us. We're at the edge of the building.
We're at the edge. We're living on the edge.
Actually, no, it's too far away.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm totally getting this. You keep talking.
Okay. So behind us, we have the windows, and across from us is essentially like an atrium type thing. But we literally have people sitting and watching us record. In fact, they're waving to me. Can you guys make some noise? I don't know if it'll pick up. 1, 2, 3.
Woo!
I don't know if it picks up on the mic.
So, speaking of living on the edge, hello. Did you see this?
Oh, living on the edge. There we go.
Yeah. I'm proud of that shirt.
Very cool.
Great shirt. I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
Well, speaking of edge, we had we also had the Edge Hub area, and in there they had from the keynote the device that they did the demo on.
Yes.
And so it was cool to actually like reproduce. It was like Tom got up there and he said, "Wouldn't it be great if everything we show had a live demo?"
Yeah.
That was not lost on me.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, dude.
Yeah,
this is not
like
amount of work.
Oh, pre-recorded,
yeah,
we faked it or anything. Like, this is legit happening.
The number of people involved in making live demos on the keynote stage, especially, it's crazy. And there's a lot of work behind the scenes from people. Oh man, it's a lot. But yeah, it's great when it's all pulled off. It's like this polished thing that everybody worked together on. It's really kind of feels pretty good. But I love the that you can touch, of the Edge Hub specifically, right? That's like you can touch it. I do this, and that
that
moves the vibration monitor, and then you see the data right there.
It's so sensitive.
Yeah.
I thought I was sensitive.
You are?
It is sensitive.
Okay. It's more sensitive.
Yeah. I mean, the sensors on it are so impressive. I am really excited
sound,
to see
it has light, it has vibration.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any of those built in, and then you've got a lot of ways to implement, to send.
And you have the UI there. And yeah, that one was pretty cool.
Screen right on the front to display kind of the now of the sensors that it reads.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's quality stuff. Did you see the AR demo?
Yes. Did you tell me? Did you play with it? There was
not
a bit
this
of a
year.
line.
Or not at the show.
Yeah.
I did have a chance to work with that and configure it back in January.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened between now and January, but I can set it. I can kind of like conceptualize it for everyone here.
Yeah. Let's describe it so people at home can picture.
Yeah.
it.
So augmented reality, right? This is the concept of I've got a digital device and I've got the real world, and I want to bring, in our case, we want to bring data and kind of apply it to the digital to the real world. So this cup, for example.
Yeah.
Let's say that the cup had a QR code on it to say that this is an asset. This asset is Hal's cup.
Yeah.
And what you do is you take the Splunk app that has AR capabilities in it. It's got a camera integration with your Android or iOS device, blah, blah, blah. You point it at the QR code, and it knows now, okay, Hal is there looking at Hal's cup. Let's give him data related to Hal's cup. And then the Edge Hub story related to this is that some of the data could come from the Edge Hub sensors itself.
So while you're looking at
pointing your camera at it on your screen, you'll see, in the
just
real world,
floating in space.
Well, I mean,
next to it.
It's you get to design a bit of a palette or whatever, where you can say, okay, I want to have these these three panels over here and these three panels over here, and you can say, stick it here at this physical space.
So, okay, so let's picture how this works in the real world. Like you walk into a server room and...
Oh, you mean like a real world example?
Yeah, give me...
Whatever.
Yeah, how does this work in the real world?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, you'd have asset tags on all your servers.
Yeah.
And you just like, bump, bump, oh, that one's healthy. Because I've got green,
and you keep doing
green
this
marks or whatever.
Because you're talking about
you're moving
doing it
your
with
phone or your tablet.
But what did they have
view.
there in the pavilion?
I don't know. I have no idea because I didn't
they
see
had
it.
VR goggles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So people were wearing the goggles, and it was
it mixed reality? Did they do like a...
I'm not familiar with all the terms, but I mean, they could like...
Interesting.
You know, they could like pick up
yeah.
like metrics and like move them to the side.
I'm thinking about the mixed reality, which refers to... I mean, VR. If you have VR goggles, there's nothing... You can't see out of it.
Okay.
But the mixed reality has got cameras on the front of the goggles.
That's what it was.
To bring the two together.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So instead of the example that I was giving, you're taking your phone and viewing things. This one is, no, it's wherever you're looking.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I
awesome.
thought that was cool. That was cool.
That is rather cool.
Yeah. Okay, we let's think back to...
I think we've got like just a few minutes left.
Yeah, just a few minutes left. Any other like highlights from thinking back on the whole week here? Oh, the party last night.
I was going to say the party last night.
The search party.
I don't recall being so impressed with a DJ as at this party.
We had two DJs too.
We had two DJs, DJ Jazzy Jeff.
That's right.
Of some renown.
Yes.
And I apologize, I don't recall the woman's name, the DJ. She was on fire.
She was
with the
impressive. She had an
electric violin, I guess is what you call that. Yeah.
Yeah, very talented.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah.
I actually was dancing in the front for a little while, which I never do. Like ever, and I was into it.
I actually just had to take a while to just like wander around the pavilion
I just did the whole circuit.
take in all the cool things. So on one side was
party.
I'm sorry, the party. Thank you. There are these beautiful illuminated trees of light.
Yeah.
And you could write a wish on a piece of paper and hang it on the tree.
Did you do a wish?
There was a line.
Okay.
And again, when there's a line, I'm like, well, I work here. I'd rather everyone else get the experience. There was that. There was massive arcades.
Yep.
I saw
a 4-player Pac-Man.
4-player Pac-Man.
Yeah, it was kind of
something with lasers going on.
Yeah. There was a section at the end. It was for VIPs only. So I'm sorry you were not allowed in there. But I met Magnus, who was from IKEA, who was our keynote speaker.
Yes, I got to meet him too.
Had some really neat conversations with him.
His joke about when he goes like, "Oh, look, an Allen key. I'm going to go ahead and tighten." Apparently that was
probably
all
some sort of
improvised.
compulsion.
I mean, it wasn't improvised, but only he and Kara. He told me only the two of them knew that he was going to do that. Yeah, that was really cute. It seemed so natural.
Yeah.
I
think he said he'd worked there like 18 years or something.
Really?
Yeah. He lives in the city where IKEA was founded and all the.
Oh wow.
The
he seems like a really cool guy.
Yeah.
So there was also this like monster stilt walker thing. I had to get a video of it.
Yeah.
It was so stimulating.
Yeah. No, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Seesaws.
Yeah.
Did you see the seesaws?
Yeah, I saw the seesaws. I'm not a seesaw person.
You're not a seesaw person?
No.
So
I had
you
some
see
gelato
them and you saw them and you moved on.
I appreciated some gelato and watched other people seesaw.
Yes. You did more of the seeing and the sawing than the seesawing.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, there was that. Just a lot of really cool games. And I think that's what I love about the search party is like every time, there's no fail. It's like you are going to have a good experience. Mm-hmm. You're going to be able to hang out, listen to cool music, catch a celebrity, performer, and just really have a good time. And they always feel like so down to earth, like an opportunity for us to all like hang out with each other and like talk more and talk tech and be geeks. Yeah, it was great.
No, it was great.
Yeah.
My voice is a little rough this morning.
Yes, my voice is definitely a little rough.
Yep.
I've been trying to have a lot of water to get it back for you all.
Yep.
So
this has been fun.
This has been fun. I think we should wrap up.
We should probably do it again.
We should do this again?
Yeah. We should definitely record more podcasts.
People didn't actually know, but this is a regular thing. We record and publish a podcast, SplunkTalk.com, or you can find us on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely follow us. We'll be producing
Like
more
and
episodes.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Yeah, you got to do the thing.
And hopefully we're fortunate enough to be able to do this at future.com as
if
well.
we've not offended anybody yet, I don't know what else I can do.
Well, there's still time
that.
to offend.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe we'll be back.
Maybe
that would
we'll be
nice.
back.
We'll
we hope
see.
you all will be back at future comps. Continue to make this such an enriching experience where so many brilliant minds can come together and discover the things they didn't know were possible.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, studio crew. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and thanks to you all.